Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So, I've been asked to look into Sarah Ferguson once more. Now that Andrew achieved a settlement with Virginia Dufresne, and the question was actually, it was a very complex question because the subscriber that asked me to look into her, she wanted me to check many things like was Sarah complicit in Andrew's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein? Is she blamed by the royal family for allowing Prince Andrew to meddle with those people, or are they blaming her for his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein? Quite a complex issue, which is something that is very hard to check in tarot because usually in tarot you determine a question, and then you look over that specific question. You don't ask many questions. So the only way for to look around Sarah Ferguson and the way she feels, the way that she is seen by others, is either to do a Celtic cross, which is something that shows us all around Sarah, and what are her problems, what is blocking her, how people see her. And another way is using an ancient 10 card tarot that is very much spread, that is very much like the Celtic cross, but can be more modified. So this is what I'm going to use around Sarah, and I'm going to try and see all of the energies around her. And this is the Field Tarot, a deck that is in a way a little bit surreal and a little bit like the Rider-Waite. So it is partly a Rider-Waite clone and partly having some kind of new depiction of cards. So it does give more openings to the intuition to speak. So I'm starting with clearing the deck. And I'm going to ask about Sarah Ferguson. What is her motivations? Does she want to stay with Andrew now that he settled? Does she feel guilty for what happened to Andrew? Was she complicit with Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein? How do other people in the royal family see Sarah? So everything around Sarah Ferguson, all the energies around Sarah Ferguson. These cards are very slippery, but I'm using this deck because it is smaller. Okay, so I'm cutting the deck, and we will start with the first card, that is a card that depicts the problem. So let's see what is the main issue around Sarah Ferguson. And what I get is the Prince of Discs, which is the Page of Pentacles. So Page of Pentacles is the card that we call him usually someone who is the clerk. And down here in this deck, it gives us some kind of interpretation for this card, and it says reliability. So it is very much like the clerk, someone that you can rely on, someone that is very studious, very good in keeping scores and keeping books, for example, someone that is very organized and orderly, someone who is pedantic. But and also someone who takes care of his own health. Now, how can we see that as the main issue? So Sarah Ferguson is just like this clerk. She is motivated by the need for financial security, and this is why we got the Page of Pentacles. She is motivated by the need for everything to be orderly. She tried to be how do you say that? To be independent, okay? She tried to be independent. It didn't work. But this is what is motivating her. The need to have everything in order around her. And this is why she keeps staying with Prince Andrew. She needs that she needs that order. She needs that organization, because another aspect of the Page of Pentacles is that he's a coward. He's someone that is reluctant to adapt to changes. And he is a stubborn person that adheres to what he knows and has difficulty in adapting himself to changes. And this is the best way to describe Sarah Ferguson. She needs that order. She needs that financial security. She has difficulty in adapting to change. She's looking for a way to keep everything as it was, and this is what is the main motivation for her. So the second card is what is blocking her, what is the immediate challenge for her, and the card that I get is the Three of Pentacles. Now, when we get a card that is probably a good card, and you can see that this card, this Three of Pentacles, is not like the Rider-Waite Three of Pentacles. You can see here that there are four intertwined circles, and I see that as the York family. Sarah, Andrew, Eugenie, and Beatrice, they are all intertwined, they are all connected. And this is her challenge. Her challenge is to keep that going. Now, the Three of Pentacles is a card of being someone who being recognized and getting a reward. And what it says down here is stability. Now, this is her challenge. Her challenge is to get that stability, to keep that stability, to keep her family together, to keep that or to get that recognition, to get that reward. This is a person that, this is as a challenge, this is a need for high reward and a need for fast reward. This is a card of someone who is over materialistic, someone who is petty and mediocre. So As a challenge for Sarah Ferguson right now, the main challenge is keeping her family together. That's the four circles, her daughters and her husband, ex-husband, and herself as a family unit. And this is something that is very hard for her. We saw Eugenie going to the States. There were also rumors that Eugenie means to move to California, just like Prince Harry. So this is Sarah Ferguson's challenge right now, to keep her family together despite everything that happened. So this is Sarah's challenge, and this comes here. The next card is the card of what is her goal or what is her destiny, and the card that I get is the Nine of Swords. Now, in many in the Celtic cross, this place is also the place of the demons that are in her mind, and this is what we get here. The Nine of Swords is a card of despair. This is a card of being unable to sleep at night, and we can see here a woman that is trying to sleep with all of those swords on top of her. This is one of the worst cards in the deck. This card just shows us that she's worried, and justifiably worried. This is a card of someone who is worried, unable to sleep, cannot act logically, someone who has failed in his missions, someone who is even sick physically, someone who is unable to act in the right way. Now, this is what is engulfing her right now. This is her worst fear, and this is what makes her, this is what she thinks of when she goes to bed at night. All of those anxieties, all of that worry, she's worried. She's so worried about her family, about the financial situation, everything that around her family and the financial situation, especially because we got here the Page of Pentacles, so Pentacles are very important to her. So she is very much worried, and she is justifiably worried. This is not a worry that hasn't got any foot in reality. She understands why she is worried. She knows why she's worried. She knows that she's worried because of true things, but she's unable to actually act logically, and she's afraid of losing, she's afraid of failure. She feels guilty. She feels guilty. This is exactly how she feels. She feels guilty, and she probably could have stopped Prince Andrew and didn't do that, and she feels guilty for that. So this is card number 3. Card number 4 is the card of what happened in the distant past, and we see the Three of Swords. So another bad card. And the Three of Swords is a card of destruction and failure that comes because of what you have been doing, what you did in before you were in the Three of Swords. And we are talking about the past, and I think that this is around the divorce. That divorce really broke her heart, and it led her to that destruction and failure that came afterwards when she tried to be independent. And this everything, all of that happened in the past. And I think that the Three of Swords also is related to the fact that Prince Andrew started doing things that she knew that she could have stopped and she didn't, and it led to that broken heart, to that destruction, and to that failure. So this is what happened in the past, but it is also reflecting to the present. So is still in that energy of destruction and failure, because right now she is in the Nine of Swords, which is even worse than the Three of Swords. So we see that when time went by, it only got worse. So she didn't learn anything from the past. She should have learned something from the Three of Swords, but she didn't, and she ended up in the Nine of Swords right now. So this is the past, the distant past. Now the next card is what we can see right now in the present, and what we get here is the Fool. And the Fool is a card of endings and beginning. And you can see here that this Fool here is a woman that is standing completely naked, apart from this tattoo she has on her hand, but she's standing with her back to us and looking towards a very empty future. So this is how Sarah feels right now. She feels naked to the world. She feels that she has nothing on her. Usually the Fool in the Rider-Waite, he has a sack with all of the things that are there for him to start afresh, to the classic depiction of the Fool is a person that has this sack with everything that he needs to go on with his life or to start afresh. And usually when we're talking about the tarot, he has a sword inside, he has a pentacle, he has a wand, and he has a cup, which are all of the things that the magician afterwards uses to create from nothing. So the Fool usually has this sack of things that will help him to go to get on with his life or to start afresh. But this Fool here has nothing. She has nothing. And this is exactly how Sarah Ferguson feels right now. She feels that she has nothing. She cannot take anything with her, and she feels completely alone, desolate, naked to the world, and she feels like something has ended, and she's turning her back to that ending, but her future doesn't look like something that has anything in it. The future looks empty and bleak. So this is her present. What can we see in the future influence? And we get the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is a card of being, what it says here, meditation, but it is more than that. The Four of Cups is a card of doubts. So what we can say about the Four of Cups in the future is that her future is full of doubt. It's full of I would say acting in the wrong way, not seeing reality as it is, having trust issues, gossip with malice, and this is exactly what is what we can see around her. She in the future will be talked about with malice. People will start talking about how she could have done things differently, but she didn't. She feels that she will be full of doubt on how to go forward with her life. She will listen to wrong advice, or will give wrong advice. So we can see here that she will be engulfed with this feeling that something is wrong. She will be very pessimistic, reluctant to act, and afraid that everything will go wrong. So her future doesn't look so great as it is. Now, the next card is a card of her as a person. So what can we see about her as a person? And she as a person, I'm sorry, that's not the one, is the King of Wands. So she as a person is, it says here leadership, but the King of Wands is actually someone who is very good in beginnings, not very good in endings. Someone who comes up with all kinds of ideas, and we saw that. We saw her writing a book, a romantic novel. We see her reading books to children. So she comes up with all kinds of ideas, and this is the person that she is. She will go on coming up with ideas of how to rectify everything. She will come up with ideas of how to begin things. She will start with more and more beginnings, but I'm not sure that she will be able to go through with all of those ideas all the way. So it looks like she is a person that can come up with ideas of how to rectify things. If she comes out of that energy of doubt, if she comes out of that energy of being worried, and all of the and the energy of feeling completely alone and desolate. So and of course the energy of the Three of Swords. So if she will go get out of all of those bad cards that are engulfing her, she will be able to initiate something new. She will be able to start something around her family, around her husband. She will be able to find a way of starting something new, but she needs to come out of all of those bad energies that are right now engulfing her, because in the core of things, and this is what this card tells us, in the core of things, she has that potential of being the King of Wands, of being the initiator, of being the one who comes up with ideas of how to rectify things. So this is how she is as a person. And how do the other people see her? So how do, let's say, Princess Anne and Prince Charles, how do they see her? How do they feel about her? And the card that I get here is the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands is usually the card that I get around Meghan, but there are many similarities between Meghan and Sarah Ferguson. And what it says here is vibrancy, but actually the Queen of Wands is another card of someone who has this fire, this ability to ignite, ability to initiate. But the Queen of Wands is also someone who wants to be seen as a leader, but is very egotistical. And this is exactly how they see her. So they do see that that fire energy that is in her. They see it, but they misunderstand her. So they don't see her as the King of Wands, they see her as the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is someone who wants to appear in front of an audience. She's someone who likes to perform in front of others. She's extravagant, she's immature, she is jealous, she is someone that would betray others. So Princess Anne and Prince Charles and all of the other people in the royal family see Sarah as someone that would betray Andrew, would betray everyone if comes the chance. Now look at this woman. Her hair is red, just like Sarah Ferguson. So this is how they see her. They see her as someone who loves to perform, and you can see here that the Queen of Wands here is like an opera singer, someone who performs in front of an audience, someone who likes to be seen, someone who is egotistical. They see her extravagance, they see her jealousy, they see her as someone that would betray everyone just for her own gain. So this is how they see her. Next card is what can we see in her hopes and fears and her inner emotions. And the card that I get around this is the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is, I think, it's the second major arcana here. And the Wheel of Fortune is a card that speaks about change, but change that needs to start from the inside if you want it to affect your reality. Now, just see this card. This is just beautiful. This card is like two sides of the reality. There is the white cat and the black cat. There is the black environment and the white environment. So you can either have everything black around you, but you yourself are white, so you yourself are righteous and doing the right things, or you can have the light around you, but you yourself are dark inside of you. So the psychological interpretation of the Wheel of Fortune is taking destiny in your own hands. And this is something that Sarah feels that she needs to do. She needs to take her destiny in her own hands. She needs to start that change from within that will affect the outer will and will change her current bleak and darkness into the light, even if she needs to change her own soul from the white cat to the black cat. That tells me that she will do everything that she can to change reality. She will do everything in her power to take her destiny or her family's destiny in her own hands. She will do everything that she can, even if it's bad changes, and as long as it benefits her or herself and her family. And this is what motivates her. She doesn't care if she needs to do nefarious things to achieve this brighter future. She doesn't care as long as she gets to that brighter future, because right now her future is pretty black. So this is how the intuition works. And this is how I see this, and combining it with the psychological meaning of the card. So, and this is why I like using different cards. So, this is what we can see about what motivates her right now, her inner feelings, what she feels that she needs to do, and she feels that she needs to do everything in her power to be able to turn her the blackness into lightness, even if it means being the black cat. So, what can we see in the final result? So, the final result is Five of Cups. And Five of Cups is disappointment. So, it doesn't look like she will succeed in what she wants to achieve. The Five of Cups is someone who this is just like this is the card that comes right after the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is the card of doubt, and the Five of Cups is the card of realizing that the future is not as that your doubts were right. The future is not so bright as you would want it to be. This is a card of being desperate, completely despair, pessimistic, even a lack of trust, and we can see, and loneliness. So this is what we can see in her future. Now, in this card, just like in the Rider-Waite, we see that out of the 5 cups, 3 cups are still standing and 2 cups are spilled. So, but this woman cannot see any of the cups. So she is completely convinced that her future is black. And this is what we see here. Another lonely person, another person that stands or sits in front of loneliness, in front of emptiness, in front of a dark future, because she cannot see the filled cups. She cannot see the good things around her life. She cannot see the right, and that's the future. She will not be able to see the good things. This is a card of complete despair, and this is what we can see in her future. That might be even mental illness. That might be even seeing her completely lose hope and being paranoid, and this is someone who might even give up. So this is the reading about how Sarah Ferguson feels right now, and it's not very good. And I am going to use the Love Oracle to see what we can see around Sarah and Andrew's relationship right now. If anything has changed, if they still love each other or still want to be in contact or in close contact as they used to be. So let's see. Sarah and Andrew's relationship right now. Sarah and Andrew's relationship right now. Sarah and Andrew's relationship right now. Okay, so the card that I get is Girl Talk, which means time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. So this card just tells me that they will not be together, because this card, although it looks very happy and and having, you know, a good time. It does tell me here, happily single, moving on. So it does look like they will not stay together, and this could actually describe how she will feel after she and Andrew will stop being together. Let's see what the next card tells us. And the next card is Cupid Arrow, having faith. Love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting hesitation. So it looks like maybe in the future we will see Sarah in another relationship with someone else, because this Cupid arrow comes right after her moving on and being single. So although in the past I've seen her and Andrew going keeping together, it could be that all of the nefarious cards that we saw previously, the despair, the depression and everything around that, will lead to her breaking up with Andrew completely, moving on, and maybe even a new love interest. So this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, write me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.